Hello and welcome to another Demis Hellen tutorial. This video we are going to be looking at a Psytrance bass, which is a bit more energetic than last week's. We covered more of a tribal bass. In this video we are going to look at an energetic one. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to make that in Hive. This yellow track here is the new bass, so let's have a listen. And we have the initial patch set here. So a few things, I'm just going to turn this down so I don't hurt your ears. We want to create that classic Psytrance bass, so we're going to keep it on saw wave. So before we move through this section, we're not going to use oscillator 2 and all this section here. We're going to start with the very top bar. So I'm going to set this to -12, so that's 1 octave down straight away. And then the octaves on here, -2. So you can just transpose that down further if you'd like, -2. But then you'd have to still, because we've done 2 there, 1 here. You'd still have to do it, or you can just set your notes lower down in the piano roll and not do that. But I'm just doing this for the purpose of this, so you can see what I'm doing. Let's just get rid of that. Okay, so we've got this to -12 and this to -2. So it's nice and low. And the most important part here is set the phase to reset. If you don't set it to reset, it's going to pick a random phase point, just like it does in Serum. So turn it to reset. And then that is the first part of the sound. Well, that is the sound. We're going to turn the cut off to halfway. We're going to hit the mod envelope, so we want to open up the envelope, which is going to be shaped by this amp envelope here. So let's get this sounding right. That's sounding good at the moment. So it's opened up a little bit, so we're going to use these velocity knobs here for mod envelope 1 and amp envelope 1. So let's just listen to the sound change. I'm just going to randomly shape these. It's somewhere roughly like that for the gate. Okay, so obviously if you open the gate up, but we want that kind of really low grumble of the Psytrance bass. So let's use these velocities to add a little bit more dynamic to them. Okay, so to me it sounds like it gives it more movement and takes some of that harsh mid-range off. So I've used those in this particular preset, and we'll go back and shape these after. So where it gets its character from is using the synth engines at the top here. So I'm going to pick Dirty, and then we're going to use some EQ and some compression. So this is the sound before these are applied. So we're going to hit Dirty to give it a little bit more low end. So it just boosts everything nicely with a little bit of distortion there. And then the EQ, I'm going to boost and cut the mid. Boost the bass, should we say. And then cut the mids, just to get rid of that mid-range clang. I'm not going to touch the compressor, I'm just going to increase the amount. And then back up. Okay, so now we've got all that sound, we can start messing around with the mod envelope. I'm going to leave the cut off at halfway and just shape it with the mod envelope. And there we have it. A nice, simple, easy Psytrance bass through Hive with very minimal editing whatsoever. The only things I've got going on the other bass is a kickstart and some EQ to give breathing room to the bass. So if we just go back to the original bass here, we've got the 50 Hz area cut, so the kick can breathe in this area, and I've reduced it by about -4. Is that right? Yeah, about -4, just short of. And then you can see like there's a section here that's cutting the low off, but it's actually a band pass for this section at the beginning, and then fades in. So that's giving the kick room, and then this is giving it its shape for the start of the track to emphasize how powerful it is. So as you can hear, it's not exactly identical, because this one's a lot more closed. So we can go back in there. This is all open to interpretation. You can open it up as much as you want depending on the track you're making. So there. A bit lower down. And there you go. So that is a Psytrance bass. I will put this in the description below for you to go and download at Facebook. You just got to make sure you right-click to download the preset from Facebook. Right-click and save as. It doesn't support just clicking it and downloading. If you guys know any other apps that I can use within the Facebook page, let me know, and I'll do some investigating and hopefully get something up and running where you can just download them, probably in bulk, and probably put them on my website eventually. Okay, so if you like this Psytrance bass and you want to see more Psytrance work, let me know. I probably could go into more depth on how this was created maybe, and how it's going to develop. Just let me know. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.